Hi viewers, you all are welcome to my channel English Easy. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic of grammar, the tenses and its first subdivision, simple present tense. Okay, now you can see a chart of verbs. We have written only two verbs here to make you understand. Every verb has four forms and verb is the key word of every sentence. Especially the tense is decided because of the verbs in the sentence. So we must know certain basic idea about verbs. As I have told you, every verb has four forms. What are they? V1, V2, V3 and V4. Now we shall see the rule of simple present tense. Every tense has different rules. For simple present tense, this is the rule: subject plus V1 plus object, or subject plus the first form of the verb plus object. Don't worry about learning the rules and all. When we practice, these all rules will become very familiar for us. We can easily handle these rules. And it has certain auxiliary verbs. In simple present tense, there are two different auxiliary verbs are used. They are do or does. Do is used with the plural subject. Does is used with the singular subject. Okay. Now we shall see an example I have prepared here. Example is, he writes a letter. We have followed the rule of simple present tense in this sentence. He, subject, writes, first form of the verb, write, first form of the verb, and a letter is object. So here we have followed the rule of simple present tense. Otherwise, this sentence is written in simple present tense. It doesn't matter whatever the subjects or whatever the objects can be here, but the verb forms should be always first form. Here you will have a doubt about why we have used here yes along with the first form of the verb. Actually, verb is right, but we have added yes with this. Why? The answer is simple. In the simple present tense, there is a special rule. When the subject is singular, we must add yes or es with the verb. This is a special rule in simple present tense. Okay, how can we make its negative sentence? Negative sentence, when we make negative questions and all, we should take any auxiliary verbs from here. I have already told you, does is used with the singular subject and do is used with the plural subject. Subject is singular he, so we have taken does. He does not write a letter. Be careful, we will not repeat the yes here, as already we have added does here. Does means already we added do plus yes. So we will not repeat s here. He does not write a letter. This is the negative sentence of he writes a letter. And now we shall see how to make yes or no question. Yes or no question means the questions that gives an answer starting with either yes or no. We shall see, does he write a letter? This is a question. The answer should be either yes, he writes a letter, or no, he does not write a letter. This should be the answer. Always yes or no question starts with either do or does, otherwise auxiliary verb. Does he write a letter? After the end of this question, as it is a question mark should be there when we write. Yes or no negative question. Doesn't he write a letter? Here, doesn't, does not. Int is the short form of not. Doesn't he write a letter? Then next one is WH question. WH questions are questions that start with any of the WH question words like what, where, when, how, who, those words. Here, what does he write? What does he write? There is a general thing we have followed when we wrote the negative yes or no question, yes or no negative and WH questions. Everywhere we used the auxiliary verbs. It is a must. When we make negative yes or no question, yes or no negative questions, WH questions, we must use this does. But for the positive statement, we don't have to add do or does or auxiliary verb. It is not necessary. Okay, once again we shall quickly revise what all things we have covered so far. We are discussing about simple present tense, and tenses are decided by the verbs in the sentence. So we must know the basic idea about verbs. There are 4 forms for every verbs. What are they? V1, V2, V3 and V4. Then we must know the rule of simple present tense. Simple present tense rule is subject plus verb of first form plus object. And there are 2 auxiliary verbs for simple present tense, do or does. Does is used with singular subject and do is used with the plural subjects. I have written one example here. He writes a letter. This sentence we have followed the rule of simple present tense. Otherwise, by seeing the first form of the verb, we can identify this sentence is written in simple present tense. And its different structures like negative yes or no questions, yes or no question negative, WH questions. Everywhere we must use the auxiliary verb when we make negative yes or no questions, yes or no questions negative, WH questions. Negative sentence, he does not write a letter. We must understand one more thing. We should not repeat yes with the verb, or as we have already added yes with the auxiliary verb do. Yes or no questions, does he write a letter? Always yes or no question starts with the auxiliary verb, and its negative is yes or no negative question is does not he write a letter. WH questions, what does he write? Finally, we have to understand 2 more steps for the proper understanding of tense learning. Tense, as I have already told you, tense talks about time. So we must understand the timeline of each tenses. We have prepared separate timeline for each and every tenses. As well as we have to understand the situation. Situation in which particular situation each and every tenses are used. This is also we have to understand. The timeline for simple present tense, we have made a timeline here in which present, past and future. In this timeline, this is present, that means what happens now. Before this present, this is past, what happened earlier. After this present, this is future area, whatever will happen later. So simple present tense is related to this present time. Now we shall understand in which particular situation simple present tense is used. I have mentioned here 3 very important situations that is commonly used to speak simple present tense. One is repeated actions, second one is facts, Third one is occasional events. We shall see one by one. To say any repeated actions, we shall use simple present tense. We shall see the example. They play cricket every day. They play cricket every day means it happens regularly. Yesterday they played cricket. Today they play cricket. Tomorrow they will play cricket. That means daily it happens. Repeated regular actions. To speak repeated or regular actions, we shall use simple present tense. See the simple present tense rules, we know that subject plus V1 plus object. And next one is facts. Facts means it can be general truth, general fact, natural truth. To say all these kinds of sentences, we shall use simple present tense. Example, the earth revolves around the sun. This is a common fact, a general fact, universal truth. To say facts, we shall use simple present tense. Subject revolves. Verb 1, around the sun is object. We shall see the next situation, occasional events. Occasional events means it is not happening daily, but it happens at a regular interval or occasionally or often. She goes to temple on every Friday. This Friday she goes to temple. Next Friday she will go to temple, and the previous Friday she went to temple. This is an occasional event. So to speak about occasional events also, we shall use simple present tense. This is subject, goes is verb first form. To temple on every Friday is object. Now this is the end of simple present tense learning. I hope you understood. Revise these sentences in your spoken English and written English and have a good knowledge about it. So if you understood this topic, press the like button, subscribe my channel and share this video. We shall meet very soon with yet another very good topic.